Okay, so I had a sudden urge to record because I am feeling very spiritually okay. I was just praying to Mother and Father, and I just wanted to take out the phone and record because I think that it is totally okay for me to just express anything. And honestly, I am supposed to go to the movies with my friend tonight, and I want to, of course, have saved energy for that experience. But I am feeling so just eager to record and perhaps um whatever it is. I want to maybe start a podcast. I have always wanted to start a specific podcast, and I'm not going to say what I want, what the theme of it will be, because I would rather just keep the theme of it under wraps until I start recording it, because that just makes me feel sane and gives me some insurance in a way. And I don't think everybody on the internet is out for. I just really I'm in a very interesting place right now in my life where I'm finally learning to love myself and accept the fact that I have flaws and that I've made mistakes like any other human has, and that my mistakes are not going to always define me, and I have every right to love myself and live a fulfilling life because I have done nothing but show kindness and love to those around me. So I am not going to sit here and say that I'm perfect and that I've been this angel all of my life, but I am going to sit here and be more confident and want to share myself with the world and want to express myself. And I don't even know if I would want to post this on my actual YouTube channel, because I'm sort of on my YouTube channel, I'm doing a lot of bookish related things and reading vlogs and blah blah blah, but I am so just lacking on my content right now because I have 4 different projects in the making. And something that I've learned about myself is that I'm just terrible at finishing things, and I tend to start new projects very quickly before finishing old ones, and I'm just kind of gonna have to trudge through that and see if I can heal that. But I don't know if right now this is gonna be something that maybe will hold my audience over, because I really have not made content in so long, and the last video I made was a month ago. So I think what I'm really getting at here is that I need to post a new video, and I need to feel but do I need to, or do I just need to do it? Do I just need to do it? But you see, now I don't feel like pressing the button because I feel like I have more to say potentially. So so I think it's around 8 o'clock right now, and I'm sipping coffee because I don't know, I'm almost considering it I don't know, I've been more okay with having coffee lately. I think it's been something that has been making me really, really happy. because honestly, it's been a little bit of a darker time for me. And you know what? Now that I am keeping the recording button on, like, there's honestly like so many things that I could literally just talk about that I'm like either watching or like reading, and like maybe I can just do that. Like maybe this can just be like a hang out with me while I talk about a few new shows, a few new books, some art that's on my mind, some things like maybe that are going on in the world that I want to talk about too, because I think that's always important. So recently I went to my local library for the first time and I just moved into this neighborhood that I live in now like 2 years ago. So not just, I moved in 2 years ago at the start of 2023. And we have a local library, and I went in it for the first time yesterday because I was like, I really want to go check it out. And so that's what I did. And I got a library card. So yeah, that's really exciting. And I have so much like stuff in my room right now that I have to kind of like go through and sort through, and it's not the most fun thing in the world, but I'm hoping that I make good progress. And right now my sister just came in the driveway, so I think she'll be home now, so she's right across the hall, so I don't want to like, now it's gonna be like less easy to record because I am not going to want her to, I'm sure you understand what I mean. So now it's gonna get really loud and chaotic. We're gonna keep that closed. So actually, really interesting is, so I have this photo that I just picked up, and this photo is from the show Skins, and this is Miss Effie Stoneham, and I'm sure you've heard of her. And I guess that's like what I'll do. I'll just like grab a few little like things from my room that like kind of represent like a specific interest that I have, and I will talk a little bit about them. So the first thing that comes to mind with Effie is like just kind of like, okay, so I have a very specific like interest in like characters like this, and like this is Lux Lisbon from the Virgin Suicides, and like I don't know, you could, I'm sure you can tell a lot about me like and my mental health by like the characters that I kind of like am really into and like relate to. And like I relate to Effie because I feel like she's so much smarter than people think that she is, and like she uses this like glamour of being this like this it girl, this mysterious sort of figure, when deep down she's like the most intuitive out of like all of her friends, and like even her own brother. Like she even stands on tiptoes on her like around her brother's friends, and like gives them better advice than any of them give each other in Gen 1. So that's what I love about her. And another thing I love about her is that everyone expects her to be this like, again, this alluring party girl, but the reality is that nobody wants to actually make the effort to truly understand her. And the problem is that she herself presents herself in a way that you can't figure out how she's feeling and stuff. And it's just like, it's kind of like it makes things very, very hard for her, and that's why she has these crazy sort of like mental health spurts, right? I completely understand why people do not like the direction that her character went in like the 4th season of the show, but I really love, and I think is very underrated, is the Skins Fire episodes. My dog is gonna probably open my door. See, yep. Hello. Hi there. Hi. He's coming to pay a visit, so yeah. Sit down please and relax. I'll be right back. I low-key want to check if no, I'm talking to you, and I want to finish my point. So Skins Fire, which is season 7, and it's when they kind of like age up the characters and they bring in Effie, Cassie, and Cook. So I recently watched Effie's episode this year for the first time in a while. And like the reason I felt this sort of calling to do so is because I'm 20 now, and I watched Skins for the first time when I was chaotic. My house can be so chaotic sometimes, and I just want to record a video, and I finally okay. I watched Skins back in high school, like all 7 seasons in like the 10th grade, and I was like the same age as like the characters and the respective generations, right? Besides season 7, they were like older than me then, but now I'm the same age as Effie was in Skins Fire and Cassie was. I think that entire season is them when they're 20, because it's specifically said in Skins Fire that Effie was 20 years old. So something about that called to me, because I was like, I would find it such a fascinating viewing experience to see how Effie feels to me when I'm the same age as her, and like, let's see what's going on with her when she's the same age as me. Oh my god, I am so sorry. See, now this is just gonna be annoying because like I had planned on just like filming this like uncut and like not editing it, because I really don't like to edit. Like, I hate it. I'm sure you can tell by the type of person that I am that like it just is not something I like to do. So where was I? So when I was in LA, I rewatched Skins Fire, and I thought it was so good. Like, it made my skin crawl, because you think back to her when she's in high school, right? And I need to take a breath. I'm sorry. So yeah, you think back to her, and I just loved seeing her use her very interesting emotional intelligence and intuitiveness in the environment of a business internship, because I think that actually makes perfect sense for her character, because she's always been, you know, so it seems like one step ahead of everybody else. So seeing her kind of really thrive in like it really worked for her, and it was honestly just like heartbreaking to see how her friends, like how Naomi was involved in it, and Katie was in there too, and like I just loved it, because I was 20, and like when I was in LA I was 20. I turned 21 this summer, in New York, but excuse me. But I was watching it when I was 20 and we were the same age, and I'm just like, and I'm kind of doing things for my future right now and trying to set up my future and like trying to look for jobs and that's why I was just in LA, so that I could potentially network and stuff and like find, and just it felt like we were like mirroring each other in a sense. So I just loved that about Skins Fire, and I just like wanted to talk about it a little bit because yeah. So in terms of Lux Lisbon, I haven't watched The Virgin Suicides in a really long time. I've only seen it once because it's so devastating. So why in the world would I want to sit through that again type of situation? But Lux Lisbon is just the girl who let a man in, and it just sucks because men always disappoint. And she's another sort of character like in line with Effie that like has that allure, that has that I feel like with her it's a different kind of it's a different allure. It's a like as opposed to Effie, who's more of a mysterious, like she gives like more like of a siren, like a mystic energy. I feel like Effie gives siren too, but like I don't know, these are just like how I've always imagined like these characters, because they just like have such an effect on like their audiences, and in a way that is so like mimicking of like the sirens and the mermaids. And I'm not even gonna lie, like I am so into like into mermaid stuff. Like I'm literally like obsessed with like sirens. I love, my favorite Disney animated movie is The Little Mermaid. Like Disney princess one is The Little Mermaid, and I just absolutely love that film. And I just love the idea of like just the fact that like even imagining, think of like I'll show you right now. I have another picture of Miss Ariel and the Little Mermaid. Like I literally am so obsessed with like all that stuff. And now I guess I'll talk about no. I have another photo of freaking Effie. I have a photo of Effie's eyes. Because the eyes are the window to the soul, and Miss Kaya Scodelario was so well cast because she has those like, again, those like very like compelling like eyes, you know what I mean, that like make like magnetism, like a magnetism. So that's kind of like, I feel like that whole like that was like a whole cluster of like an interest that I have, like, and something that I personally like relate to, because I tend to feel like I'm very tapped in, but because of that, I can't really express how I truly feel, and like things bottle up, and that's why like characters like Effie are like so comforting to me. So anyways, I have another really big obsession, and it's not, I actually think I prefer, out of all of these things, like I prefer Pretty Little Liars. So I have a photo of A or like whatever. This was from a promposal that I did, Pretty Little Liars themed promposal. And this is a photo that I took actually, where basically it was I was at an old friend's house, and I was we just kind of like left this balloon in her room as like a reminder of like how cool it was that I did the promposal and whatever. So Pretty Little Liars is a show that I have such strong opinions on, because I feel like Pretty Little Liars, if they had kept it like the first 4 seasons, right? Like literally and then just written the 5th season differently and actually stuck to the fact that I don't know if I want to like spoil it in case people haven't seen it yet. Basically, Pretty Little Liars could have been such a high quality show if they had made, okay, the first 4 seasons of Pretty Little Liars are so entertaining and so juicy and like, yes, kind of questionable, like some things, right? But season 4, the reveal at the end of season 4 makes everything about the show make sense. Like if you really think about it, like everything, it puts everything into perspective. And that's why when you get to season 5, it is so disappointing because the show just falls right back to all the things that are wrong with it. You know what I mean? All the things that are questionable about it, they just lean into it again. So that's what's really disappointing about Pretty Little Liars. And that's why I haven't fully watched all of Pretty Little Liars. I've watched the first 4 seasons and I've gotten halfway through season 5 because I don't like what season 5, the direction that it goes in. There's a few things that I could admire about it, but the whole season has just a dark cloud over it because they wasted so much potential that was set up by all the 4 seasons that had come before it. And I wonder if those who are also Pretty Little Liars fans know what I'm talking about, because this show could have been such a like fascinating tale about very serious topics, and unfortunately they didn't want to put the work in to make a commentary about those topics, so it just ends up being a mess, and it's unfortunate. But yeah, I think that is there anything else like I could maybe yap about a little bit? Like, I don't know. Okay. So I think that I think I'm maybe gonna just no, because I feel like maybe there's still some more energy there's still some more that I want to pull out of me. Yeah, no. I think I'm gonna talk about one more thing and then I'm gonna end this video. So this is another photo that I took, and it is of the record So Tonight That I Might See by Mazzy Star. I freaking like love Mazzy Star's music. Like, I genuinely think that every single Mazzy Star song is beautiful, and I really love this album, and I really want to get Among My Swan on vinyl, but I just like thought maybe I would talk about that because really like I just another song that I've been loving right now, or that is kind of like playing in my brain, I've been loving, you know what, I guess I can culture you guys on the Lana unreleased catalog, but I've been loving Maya right now. Like it is just the perfect like song that is representing summer 2025, and like that is just like how I feel. So, and I'm really excited for fall. I'm really, really excited. This is another photo I took. These are just like a bunch of dispos at one point that I had taken in my freshman year of college, and I still just kind of had them laying around. Like I don't know where to put them. I don't know where to like, if I should tape them around. Like I'm still kind of figuring it out. But that is all for today. I think I've yapped enough, and I kind of just want to wrap this up because I don't want it to be like too long and too grating. But I think this was actually really, really fun for me to make a sort of video where I just kind of like sit down and chat about my interests, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if there's moments in the video where I like simply am just not there and like I get up from the room or something, like I'm so sorry. Like I'm just like, I really don't like to edit, so like I'm trying to kind of just do this in one go, and we're gonna see like how long, we're gonna see if that works. So thank you for watching, if you actually stuck through the entire video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.